especially the past two shows that we've done here in Japan. Not Even Jail has kind of been like a personal little highlight.
But Not Even Jail it's a nice one because it's paced in a certain way that I guess being situated, we played in the middle of the set. It's like a nice kind of I don't know, it's like the switching of the record or something. Something transitional.
There's something too that goes back to when the song was written, and I think it was the song that we really took a lot of time hashing out, to get to the end point, to the point where we completed the song. And I think it represents something really, in terms of elevation, making like the band kind of stepping to another level, as a unit. Personally, I feel that, and I think that kind of, playing that on stage, it kind of represents that, like, oh wow, this is the song that did it for me, that kind of took us up a notch. And so playing it live, you kind of feel that. I'm reminded of that. I think that's really special, and I love Paul Sears' song. Wonderful. I think they were great. It was kind of nice to come back to Japan and play outside of the festival atmosphere, and kind of get back to the intimacy that we haven't experienced in quite a while.
The Tokyo crowd was I guess the Osaka crowd as well. Both shows, the audience was much more animated than we thought they would be. But this was just based on the kind of reaction that we got initially at Summer Sonic 2 years ago, which was quite there was a bit of culture shock for us on stage because of the silence in between songs. But so we were thinking that it would be like that again, but it wasn't.
In the break. I think any big city usually has a lot of people that are pursuing something artistic, and I think, I don't know, it's probably more that people who make music go to New York and make music, as opposed to like New York somehow generating the people that do it. It's a kind of, as I think people who have certain artistic inclinations are going to gravitate to places like New York City. It's like a great place to be a musician and an artist to live. It's so stimulating.
Mm-hmm. And then in the 70s, you had the punk rock thing, and in the early 80s, it might have been a little more underground, but then you had like Sonic Youth coming out of New York at that time, and even in the early 90s with John Spencer Blues Explosion and other lesser known bands. So there's been something every decade, the past 4. So I think it's just, like Paul was saying, it's just kind of, a place to go to create. It's very fertile for that kind of thing. And it's not just music either. It's fashion and art and film and so on.
I gotta start thinking of some like glib, funny things to say. I feel so boring.
We got to play the stock market pretty well this year.
We're gonna build a submarine.
We were thinking a lot about that when the first album was out. Lately, we haven't been thinking about that because we haven't even really had a break between the first and the second record. Now, I guess we're not feeling that pressure so much, and I think for the third release, we don't exactly know when or what it would sound like, or what it might be. Sort of the same thing that we've been doing up until now, or it might not. I guess it's not something that's really on our minds right now.
I might try and get a flight on a Russian spaceship to the moon. The guy from NSYNC did you hear about that?
You didn't get it though. You
didn't get it.
Tried, yeah.
So, but I might succeed where he failed.